I just loved it right away. It talked about like worshiping nature and respecting animal spirits. And like, it was the first thing where I had this outlet where I could be like dreamy and sensitive and a child.
Alyssa Leon's journey into New Age didn't start as an adult trying to find her inner child. She was 13, looking for a way out of the nightmare of sexual abuse from a friendly neighbor. It had started when she was 5.
I'm thinking my only value is sex. And I remember just getting depressed. I remember getting anxiety. I remember nightmares related to the abuse. So like I couldn't rest because even when I did try to sleep, I would have these nightmares of this guy.
The nightmare would get worse. Alyssa's mom not only dismissed her daughter's claims about the abuse, she married the abuser. They attended Catholic Mass regularly. Hearing about God's love rang empty to a young girl in pain.
I thought first, maybe he doesn't exist. And then I thought, well, if he does exist, he doesn't love me. Like, he's not for me. He loves those kids over there that have like a mom, a dad, a house, a normal childhood. Like, I'm the percent of kids God must have forgot.
As a teenager with her depression and anxiety growing, Alyssa had one question: why? In her mind, meditation and Eastern mysticism held the answers to peace and understanding.
And that's the point where I'm like, ding, light bulb moment, I'm on the right track. Because I always just wanted to know why. Like, why did I grow up like that? Why do other people grow up normal? Why? And I felt like karma and reincarnation was my answer to that why.
By the time she moved out at 18, Alyssa was immersed in New Age and witchcraft.
Makes you believe that you're in control. Because it's this idea that like, we're all gods. I'm gonna make my life better my own way, on my own accord, in my own way. It felt like a fulfillment of prophecy. I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
In the coming years, Alyssa would marry and have 2 children. She continued practicing witchcraft, meditating, using healing crystals, and calling on spirits, just trying to find peace. After 13 years, she realized it wasn't coming, and she wanted out.
I'm getting worse. Like, my depression is worse. My anxiety is turning into panic attacks. Nightmares I've always had are turning into sleep paralysis. And at that point, I was like, there is a darkness here, and I don't understand it.
At the recommendation of a coworker, Alyssa decided to see a trauma therapist who happened to be a Christian. When she talked about God's love, Alyssa still wasn't buying it.
Thought to myself, I'm in, because I need help. And even though the therapist was a Christian, in my New Age belief system, I believe the Christian God didn't love me, but I thought all paths led to the same source or the same God.
One night, she had a terrifying episode of sleep paralysis.
And this time, it's different because I'm levitating about 4 feet out of my body. And I can't move. And I see my child just being horribly abused. And I can't look away. I can't move. I can't do anything. I just watch. And then it was like slow motion. I'm turned to look to my other side. I see my other child being horribly abused, and I can't do anything.
Then Alyssa remembered something her therapist told her to do.
And I knew that I needed to call on the name of Jesus, but I'm paralyzed. I can't do anything. So I get out in my head, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And the second I do, 2 opposing forces meet. And that force that's whipping me out is still there. But suddenly a more powerful, yet gentle and loving force meets it and is slowly bringing me back down into my body. And when I get back into my body, I can move, I can breathe. And I know 2 things for certain that changed my life. I know that Jesus is Lord of everything. And the next thing I know for certain is the darkness, the demonic, bows down to the name of Jesus. And in that moment, I was like, I've screwed up basically my entire life up to this point. Like, Jesus, I don't know what I'm doing. I know you're Lord of everything. Like, take it. Like, take my life, take my kids, take whatever you want to take from me. Like, I will drop everything and follow you.
A lifetime of anxiety, depression, and nightmares were gone. The next day, Alyssa threw away her crystals, tarot cards, everything associated with the occult. Today, Alyssa and her family are committed, faithful followers of Jesus Christ.
And if you're ready to, like, give up the control, like, there's a more peaceful life. Jesus wants to take it over for you. You know, like, he wants to heal it. He wants you to give it over to him. And that feels so much better than trying to fix it yourself.